After we got rescued, they brought us to the bridge. They let us out on the bridge. We stood on the bridge for about maybe 8 or 9 hours waiting to get to the convention center.
Who rescued you?
Some old drunken guys in a moving truck. They just started coming and bringing people to the convention center and just dropping us off.
Okay.
So when we got to the convention center, we thinking, well, everything's going to be all right now, you know. I mean, they're going to have food, water for us and everything. We get there, there's nothing. There's no supervision, there's no police, there's no nothing.
Well, without knowing it, we were wrong. The water kept rising. And when the water got up to about our waist, we decided to leave the house because we didn't know, we didn't want to get trapped inside. So we managed to walk out. By that time, we were almost chest deep. We walked to the rollback on high ground, and we crawled up on top of the rollback and was holding on to the patrol car because the wind was blowing. And he had a communications band radio. His son is chief of police of D'Iberville. So we called his son, and we told him, we 1043, everything's okay. That's a code. And but in about 15 minutes, we're going to be 1070. We're going to be heading for the trees. So his son said, well, stay put, and I'm going to send a rescue squad out to get you.
It should have been 4 hours to get there. It took us about 7 because we kept getting lost because we were insane at that point, delirious, no sleep. It took us about 7 hours to get there. We finally get there. First thing we did was hit the bed, okay?
Right.
But
we jumped on the bed.
Then I started getting concerned about my mom and my sister because they're sickly. They have diabetes, high blood pressure, heart trouble. And my sister has a foot ulcer. Where she has to wear special shoes and she really can't walk far.
We were told that we may have to leave the hotel. If you can, get out and evacuate. And we wasn't sure that our vehicles would make it. Mm-hmm. So we decided to wait out the storm, even drop past, get some canned goods. There was a Winn-Dixie down the way that we can get some canned foods.
People kept saying, well, the bus is going to come get y'all in the morning. They'll be in the morning to take y'all to safe places. And everybody just piled up outside waiting for buses, and there's no buses. And they kept doing this for several days, and we never seen buses.
Everyone was looting. There was a police station there near the Winn-Dixie, and I have 4 kids. I'm like, okay. I was prepared to come and pay for some food here, but what am I to do? So I asked the cops that was on the balcony, can I go in there and get food for my kids? He just raised his hand. I'm like, that's on you. So I went in there and got 2 bags of canned goods that I carried through some water, some nasty, filthy water, to get to the hotel that I had my kids at.
When I got to Meridian, I had no phone or no way of contacting my daughter. And the people had a cell phone. And by this time, Katrina had hit. They had no TV, no electric in Meridian.
So they sent a deputy sheriff out with a deuce-and-a-half army truck to rescue us, and it drowned out before it could get to us. So we kind of assumed that they wouldn't be able to get to us, and we decided to leave the rollback. Well, there was a felled tree in the real close vicinity of the rollback. So we made our way to the felled tree, and we got in the limbs of the felled tree, and it was floating. And we decided we were going to be as safe there as we would be anywhere else. Right. So we stayed in that tree. Well, when we started out in the tree, we was about 5 foot high with the pine trees next to us. When the water quit rising, we was about 7 or 8 foot from the tops of the pine trees. So I would venture to say the water got to be at least 20, maybe 22 feet where we were. It was about 7 to 8 feet from going over the peak of his house.
The thing I missed was we broke down on the way here.
Yeah.
We have a 2004 Envoy, okay? We broke down on the side of the road. People are passing by, not even bothering to help.
We call road service.
Sure.
And they say that...
Roadside assistance. They're like, well, we can come get your vehicle, but only one person can ride in the
Yeah.
tow truck. I was like, well, I understand that. And I said,
And
can y'all
everybody
supply
else
us?
has to stay.
I said, can y'all supply us with a vehicle to get to where we're... I mean, this is an hour away from where we need to be. We've been driving for 24 hours.
We're evacuees.
And-
No help.
I said, all of our belongings are in the back of the truck. We need what we have. Can you just give us a vehicle to get to... No, that's not covered on the roadside assistance. We can't help you there. I was like, okay, so you're not assisting us? So they didn't do anything. We just sat... I got a blanket out for the kids, and we just sat out on the side of the road. It was so hot. We knew Rita was coming. Like, we were afraid we'd get some rain or something, but...
And God sent us a man.
Some man pulled over.
God
and
sent him.
we know he did. He just pulled over, like, out of nowhere and said, y'all need some help. Took out our air filter. We kept just going.
They kept telling us we were going to get food to eat. Never had no food to eat. When they decided to send food, that's when the news people came, that's when they decided to start trying to help us. Okay, the first day they brought food, they just flew in a helicopter and set it right down on the blacktop in the parking lot of the Hilton Hotel and just threw everything out. And by them doing that, everybody couldn't eat. Okay, because the young people were just snatching everything much as they could and keeping it for themselves. They wasn't sharing it.
Now our car is in GMC dealership, which we're about to go get right now.
Third time.
They can't find anything wrong with it. Nothing. So we don't know exactly how we're going to get home with this car that keeps breaking down. We brought it to the own dealership, and they can't figure out what's going on.
As we returned back to the hotel, I was told that no matter what, we have to leave. It was also a hotel that was a police headquarters.
Okay.
And they told us that no matter what, we had to evacuate. The floodgate had burst, and it was assumed that there was going to be a lot of water coming in. We needed to leave. And at that time, it became a panicking moment. Some family was like, oh, well, maybe I can go back to my house and wait it out. I didn't feel that my vehicle could make it, but I was willing to try. Even if I get stuck on the side of the road, I wouldn't be in there with the water. So we just jumped in the car and decided to head out the only way. We only had one way, they said, across the Crescent City connection.
But
we do know about our trailer.
yeah, my
It's-
mom stayed.
We
Where
we
you
have
live?
nothing. Sulphur, Louisiana.
Okay.
We have Southwest, Calcasieu Parish. We have nothing.
My mom went back. It hit Saturday. She went back probably Monday.
Oh, right, when she was still down there.
Yeah, she went back Monday, and she said she had to climb a tree to get
To
to
our
our
trailer.
house because pretty much in Sulphur, Louisiana right now, power lines are down, trees are down. If you have a tree in your yard, it's probably in someone else's yard now, pretty much.
So then they had a lot of looting going on because people were trying to survive. They needed water, they needed things to eat, and they had a lot of killing going on. I mean, they're raping and cutting kids' throats, and they had these people every night when the night get dark, they'll holler, water coming, water coming. Everybody stampeding into the building, and they crushed the baby doing it. They ran over the baby and crushed the baby. So they even ran over my mom, trampled over her. So after that, I took my sister and my mom and moved them to the corner between the Riverwalk and the Convention Center. And we sat there the rest of the time that we were waiting to be rescued, to be evacuated out of the city. And during that time, they had people dying, and they just would throw sheets over their head like it didn't even matter. It was like they put us there, and nobody cared. Nobody cared about us.